I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If they break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus, living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it, go on and take your aim, yeah.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Okay, sorry I'm late. Time did slip by for me today. I was not expecting it to go that quick. So yeah, I was late. Not that late. I was 10 minutes late. I'm so sorry. Let me say my hellos. Hey, Dree, Rusty, the Witness Protection Program, CJ, TJ Mac, TJ. Yeah, sorry, the heat. I just came in from outside and I'm sweating, so it's very hot outside. Hey, Rusty, Ulta, Mexican. Where's Iris at Mexican? Hey, Tat Jack. Hey, Amanda, KK. Hey, Vultures. Vultures, I'm dying to know who you are. Just wondering. I'm just joking. Hey, Little Texas Tornado, and we have Relevant. Charlie Girl, Fancy. Hey, Tony. Mrs. T. Try to make sure I get everybody before I start. Hey, Primary Mom, Nani. I hope all you are doing okay. Doing okay today. Okay, listen. We have a lot to discuss. So I understand if y'all don't want to stay for this. It's stuff that I'm interested in, which everybody might not be interested in at all. I did put things in my description of what everything I'll be talking about. So everything that I'll be talking about is in my description. The first part of my live is facts. Okay. It's very explicit content. The second part is my conspiracy. It's my opinion and stuff I watch. So the first part we're going to watch or I'm going to show you some stuff about Rick Ross. Let me scoot my chair up. Hey, Tara. No, good. You're fine. Okay. So I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the Gangster Disciples. Gangster Disciples is an organization that was founded by Larry Hoover. So I'm going to give you a little insight. I'm going to pull him up for you. And the reason why I'm going over this is because you will see, let's see. Larry Hoover is actually doing life in prison right now. He comes from Chicago. That's where the Gangster Disciples originated from. Gangster Disciples means growth and development. He's actually in prison for murder and a lot of other charges. So I'm going to read this to you. I don't know if y'all can see it very well. It says, Chicago has a long history of gang activity, with the Gangster Disciples being one of the most notorious and powerful street gangs in the city, led by Larry Hoover. The Gangster Disciple controlled the large portions of the city's south and west sides during the 1970-1980s. Hoover, also known as King Larry, was born in Jackson, Mississippi in 1950. At the young age of 4, his parents moved the family to Chicago, Illinois. By 13, Larry was already running the streets with a gang called the Supreme Gangsters. The crew was known for local muggings and theft before evolving into assaults and shootings. Hoover would sorry, my throat is dry. However, Hoover would quickly move up in the ranks in the late 60s. He was in complete control of the gang, changing their name to the Gangster Disciples. Still in the early 20s. Sorry, y'all. But well on his way to being one of the most powerful gangsters. Despite being incarcerated in 1973, Hoover was able to maintain and control the gang through communication with members on the outside. However, in the late 1990s, federal authorities cracked down on the Gangster Disciples and other gangs, bringing an end to Hoover's reign. Today, the Gangster Disciples continue to operate in Chicago, and they also not only operate in Chicago, they operate all over the world. People do call it a gang, but it's also an organization. Gangster Disciple, like I said, yes, every gang has its flaws, but they also have their goodness of it as well. Gangster Disciples is for growth and development. They actually do, the OGs, they actually, go out and do stuff for the community. They raise money and stuff like that. Today, the Gangster Disciples continue to operate in Chicago, but their power and influence have greatly diminished. Understanding the history of the inner workings of the Gangster Disciples and their leader, former Larry Hoover, is crucial for understanding the ongoing problem of gang violence in Chicago and other urban areas. Okay, so y'all know he is in prison. He's in life, and actually they have him the maximum security prison. He cannot have no visitations, no nothing like that. Gangster Disciples, I'm gonna stop sharing this. Gangster Disciples has they have different things they go by. And they go by the 6-point star, which means a lot of different things. And it means, to different people, it means different things. So I'm going to show you what Rick Ross did. Rick Ross, he was actually threatened by Gangster Disciples. What's up, Freeside? He was actually threatened by the Gangster Disciples all through the nation of the United States because of I'm going to show you the star as well. Let me pull up the star. And I can tell. Let's see. All right. So on this 6-point star, a lot of people, a lot of people, different religions do have this star as well. It's also a Star of David. GD folk, I hear you. Free side. All right. So the 6-point star looks like this. I don't know if y'all can see it, but each point means a different thing. It means life, loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and love. That's what the 6-point star stands by for the Gangster Disciples. Well, Rick Ross, he, I don't know if y'all are aware of him, but yeah, I'm pretty sure all of you are. 11 years ago, he done a song, Big Meech, Larry Hoover. So I'm about to show you this is what happened after he done that song. And this is coming from Georgia, my state. Yeah, this is very explicit. So if y'all don't want to watch this, I think y'all need to step out now and come back, because what's about to be said and what is about to be showed, it will probably, I don't want to trigger nobody, y'all. So please just know that there is a trigger warning on this song, on what about to show.
I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover. It's Simbo to the world, blow, nigga.
Public service announcement right here, straight to the point. This straight at Rick Ross, the whole Maybach music is fuck you. Real talk. The whole public service announcement is about this. Look, first of all, let me get it straight. Larry Hoover don't have nothing to do with this, so for y'all take the tape back and try to put LJ and his dad in it, they don't have nothing to do with this right here. This G's coming from all over talking about this right here. Hey, Rick, straight up, you know what you did first time we gave you a pass on the Larry Hoover Big Meech song. You supposed to took care of some business you didn't take care of. You know who you need to tune into. Now, you don't really disrespect the organization by putting your face on. You put your star on your face in this star right here. That's what that right there. Do. It ain't nothing but 3 people that rock this star: the Jews, GD, Illuminati.
GD folk, GD folk.
You not Jew, you not GD. So I guess the Illuminati got you.
D-Cypher. Fag ass nigga.
That's like this. It's like this right here.
Fag nigga.
We pulling up on you. We pressing up on you. The whole Maybach. It don't matter.
Music.
It don't matter who in Maybach. Everybody on your label is in trouble.
D-Cypher.
Hey, and check this out. Whatever city, whatever state,
Pressure.
hey, pressure on. So
Like,
promoters, we letting your promoters know. Before you book Rick Ross, y'all need to talk to us, G.
D-Cypher.
It ain't going down.
Pressure.
You see what I'm saying? You see that right here? This ain't even a penny of the bar.
Not that long, folks.
Nigga with that Twitter beat, I don't even stress that. These pussy nigga that's in my city, acting like we ain't bout that. Catching niggas in the club, see your lanes, tuck a chain. MOB and DT, salute my brother AB. I'm on flash show, my HPs, FSC behind me. Number killer, number goons, everybody on green. Try me by any means, get a word your ass through. See my GDs coming through in all black, Dickie suits and sticky clips with the beam. You know how tomorrow, talking all this war shit. Pussy nigga will never fold. Pressure on, straight solid. KK ain't never told. Half these niggas say they real talk they real.
I already told you I got a hard.
Niggas talk that gang talk, really they ain't about shit. 7-4, 3D, live and die by the lit. These niggas counterfeit, all they know is handshake. Red rag, blue rag, black rag, you still fake. All my nigga 100, stay solid, keep it real. Live and die by the G code, loyalty, how we live. Y'all talking, we live it, real talk, that's different. Talking all that slick talk, y'all don't really want none. Talking all this war shit. Y'all ain't really got gun. Posted up on the block. You see my young niggas, you see my OGs, all of them killers. See them niggas with the label on their face, reppin' duct tape. Hitting all this slick talk. Talking all this more shit. Yeah, yes, nigga. Duct tape the floor. Hitting all this slick talk. Talking all this more shit.
Currency gang, bang.
What wrong at? You can spit all that shit on them songs, bro. Who's vouching for you, my nigga? This real G shit over here, nigga.
Niggas
Real shit, man.
And like, you know,
Hey, who was up at Big 8 when that scary ass nigga came up there?
oh, Hollywood ass
Hey.
shit.
Who was up at Big 8 when he came up there when we were up there giving that security?
Check this out, though. You had the bodyguard on you. We had security on you, G. You know what I mean? You supposed to cut the check then. You didn't cut the check. So now you gotta cut the check. We ain't gonna release this pressure off your ass until you release this check. Period. The check, you gotta cut the check, man. And watch this. This just not Atlanta. When we drop this on the YouTube World Star, you're gonna see a whole following of this shit, Rick.
And get your lyrics up.
Maybach, Meek Mills, everybody, G. Nothing personal, but tell your boss, man, he gotta get that check, boy, cause y'all in trouble.
GD Funk? GD Funk? Fuck Rick Ross. 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 Fuck Rick Ross.
This finna go on killer, nigga. MBK on deck, nigga.
I know none of you probably know what that was about. But it's very interesting to me because Rick Ross owed Rick Ross owed the GD Nation millions of dollars. So when he used Larry Hoover in that song, he kept refusing to.
Man, the feeling is really amazing just to be on the same stage with the legendary JT Money of the Poison Clan, DJ Khaled, Trina, Puff Daddy, everybody that came out, just everybody from 305 and Broward County. Man, the feeling is just, it just feel like that's everything I've worked for really my whole career. My first headlining tour, you know, I brought it back to Dade County and we did it big, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that came out and supported that, and most definitely salute JT Money, you heard me?
That's love right there. The first leg of the tour was definitely successful.
Yeah.
Second leg of the tour, you had to pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I canceled the rest of the tour due to the promoter wasn't really handling his business, you know what I'm saying? He canceled a date of mine. I was going to Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
And I was really a few hours outside of the market when I realized
of Arizona?
Tucson.
Okay.
I want to say, I believe it was Tucson. This was maybe a week and a half ago. And I just made a call to the dude, Sean G, and just let him know that ain't how we move. Let's just communicate a little better. You know what I'm saying? So the other day I woke up and realized 2 more dates had been canceled. So I just felt like that was some power that I needed to take away from homie. So I canceled the rest of the dates that I had arranged with him. But originally the tour was from November 2nd to December 5th.
Okay, 5th.
That's why we ended it in Miami. But, you know, he brought another, 1 point something worth of, business to the table. So we added those extra dates. And, once they began to unravel, I just shut it down. And never was it due to any threats.
I was just about to say, because, we hear.
Let me cut, not to cut you off, but let me explain something to you. I'm a certified man. I am a real boss. And this is something that everybody need to understand. Gangsters move in silence. Gangsters move in silence. And in situations like that, I just remember an old school Dade County gangster told me a long time ago that any dude could stand in the crowd with 30, 40 dudes and everybody real, everybody trill, everybody about that life, everybody gangster. You understand? But when the choppers come out, everybody fold. But more importantly, anybody that understand anything about GDs, because this is what this is supposed to be about, anybody that understand anything about GDs, it's all about growth and development. Anybody that know anything about the old man, Mr. Hoover, that's why I put him in my song, because I respected his scriptures, his philosophies. It's all about support. It's all about coming up. It's just not about somebody who, one sucker or somebody that got a personal vendetta, and that's something that we're going to address, you understand? But other than that, that's not the case. I was just in Chicago a week and a half ago. That's the birthplace of the GDs. And if I go to Chicago to handle my business like I did, I have no problem going to North Carolina or South Carolina, where the ladies are brown skin, brown eyes, they got nice curls, and they make the best apple pie. So don't never get it twisted. Ricky Rose is a boss. So and not to cut anybody off, but I'm certified worldwide. I could put 1,000 gangsters in any hood, but that ain't what I'm here for. I'm here to make stars. I'm here to make icons. I'm here to break records. I'm here to be Grammy nominated. And that's what I'm doing. So, and to me, rich is gangster. Loyal is gangster. You understand? Family is gangster. If that's not gangster, I don't want to be gangster. I'm a boss. I went from nothing to being a $50 million man. So don't never get it twisted. Sean G wasn't handling his business.
And that's the promoter.
You can't cancel a Ricky Rose show without Ricky Rose permission, and that's what he did with Tucson. Y'all get on the internet. Get on the internet. My show was canceled. I didn't like the way it moved, so I went to Vegas for 2 days. If anybody got Instagram, get on my Instagram. You'll see me getting a massage on one of those Instagrams. I was in the Palms out in Vegas. I made the best of the night. You understand? But that's why the shows were canceled. And if I go to Chicago...
Now, mind you, he got jumped in Chicago. He's been getting threats. This was 11 years ago when that song came out. He was supposed to have paid the GDs, the Gangster Disciples, $6 million. He sitting here. I'll let you listen to the rest of this, and then I'll tell you what happened after this.
Chicago, I just want to say that again. I go anywhere, so don't get it twisted. And when you pull up the footage of me walking out in Chicago on the stage with the chinchilla dragging on the floor, you let me know if that's the swagger of somebody that's in fear of their life. And you holler back at Ricky Rose. And furthermore, I want to say that I salute Mr. Larry Hoover. I salute the beautiful Miss Wendy, who I spoke to recently. She's very honorable. She's very intelligent. Shout out to young Larry. We're going to clarify that, but that's what bosses do. And what's sad about this is that, you know, in the old school days, not even saying this the case, because I believe this not even the case with this situation, but just anybody who get on the internet and do that. That's what the rapper's supposed to be doing to the gangsters. We call that dry snitching. That's what we call that. The rapper's supposed to be in the water flapping their arms, not the other way around, but these the times that we live in. You understand? So don't never get it twisted. Self-made, and when I say self-made, that's what we about in Dade County. I don't care who you claim. I don't care what you throw up. That's all love. But when you get in that cell, you get by yourself, you got to be self-made and you got to be trill. You got to be your own man. And that's what I represent when I scream self-made. Dade County, that's what we about down here in Dade County. So if you scream and cut a check, we need a check. Ain't no checks getting cut. Ain't never no checks getting cut.
Well,
I don't play those games. Okay. I consider that extortion. We don't play like that. This Dade County. You understand? This is what we about 305 in my yayo. So y'all Google up. Y'all get online. All the blogs and sites that rock with Ricky Rose, you pull up my footage of being in Chicago when I walked out with that $40,000 black chinchilla. You understand? I told them cut the music off. I wanted them to just look at me for a little while. You heard me? Look at my beard. Look at the coat. Look how I walk. And it ain't no disrespect. I'm here to get money. That's to me what's gangster. Rich is gangster. You understand? Wealth is gangster. Power is gangster. Loyalty is gangster. That's gangster. We done seen too many so-called gangsters go to prison and tear the whole community up. So we ain't on that. So I salute every set. Whatever you doing to get money, I salute you, but take advantage of whatever it is you're doing. You understand? And it is what it is. Ricky Rose.
And on that note, you address that like a boss.
Now let's get on some Grammy talk.
We are. Congratulations.
Congratulations. We Grammy now.
Okay. So he sat there and said he was not going to pay the Gangster Disciples the money, right? But he did. He paid them $3 million instead of $6 million. And they wouldn't let off of him until he did. I didn't put the article in the description, but there is truth behind that. This is the facts. And then we'll get to the conspiracy theories. I just wanted to do this first. I know probably some of you are not interested in stuff like this, but I am. This happened so many years ago. And also, there is actually a Rick Ross that actually has in the past tried to sue the Rick Ross, Rose, because he was portraying to be Rick Ross when there actually is a Rick Ross. So if y'all want to listen to it, y'all can, or we can get into the conspiracies, because we have a lot on the conspiracies, y'all. And it's 8 o'clock. So y'all let me know. Do y'all want to hear the real Ricky Ross? What he says about Rick Rose Ross? Or do y'all want to go ahead and get into P. Diddy and Clive Davis? Okay, so I'm gonna squash that with the Rick Ross thing. We're gonna go to Clive Davis, and I have put all this stuff in my description. So the first one we're gonna play, it's a mixture of both, everything. I'm gonna go full screen with this. Okay. Let me see how long it is. This one right here is 34 minutes long. This is about Clive Davis. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Clive Davis. He actually is, I think, Diddy's boss. And yeah, I'm trying to choose my words wisely because this is my opinion, okay? And I'm not trying to sound racist. Okay, I'm not trying to sound racist. All I'm telling you to watch is Get Out. The movie Get Out. Please watch that movie. Just watch the movie Get Out, okay? I think, this is my opinion, I think there are so many higher ups in this stuff that's going on right now that are pulling little puppet strings to these people. And of course, the people that are doing it as well is wrong. But there's more people. And Clive Davis, in my opinion, is one of them. And I just think that they all need to be outed. And that's just my opinion. So we're going to get started on this one. I will stop it every now and then to do some commentary. But y'all, please go subscribe to the Art of Dialogue. It's really good.
One of his former record executives met with him. And I guess she was trying to pray with him or whatever. But he tried to give him a pill.
Hey man, I'm here because Clive Davis called me, and him and Puffy is real tight, and love. So I thought he was talking about like they got love for each other. I said, well, why you keep saying that? I said, look, you saying they lovers like. He said, I don't want to say that, but that's what it means, right? I said, okay.
You know, with Puffy in that time, or the tunnel. But these are places that a 13-year-old probably should not be. That's not what I was there for. I was there because I wanted a career, man. So we would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you got to chill. Like, you just a little bit too intense. That's not what I was there for. I was there because I wanted a career, man. So we would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you got to chill. Like, you just a little bit too intense. And I'm telling him, look, you're going to put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there. You got Craig Mack in there. You're going to make me a priority, too.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So, every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty.
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything. And it was just an escape from
Jack shit about his pops. I learned from his pops from one of the biggest gangsters in Harlem, New York. And I said, you're all right, okay, you know what's up. You're gonna listen.
Now, mind you, everybody that's showing has actually went to Puffy's flavor count. Y'all need to look it up. If y'all haven't looked it up, maybe I can do a video of it one day and show it what it is. I've actually seen a video of P. Diddy walking up to Justin Bieber and checking him to see if he had wires on him. So we got another video after this one, but this is 34 minutes. I'm going to try to play most of it because I really want to get to the last one. The last one is more interesting than this one. So we can get on this one. And I know that I have to stop and do commentary on it. So y'all please just go like, share, subscribe. All the stuff is in my description.
Listen to those guys. You understand? So New York Freddie said, Puff father sold some drugs to one of their undercover guys. You understand? They arrested him because they had cops on the payroll to, you know, see what you about. He said they brought him the tape and the written confession that Puff father signed.
Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TGJ, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
Now, he's become addicted to drugs and alcohol now.
But he told her he didn't know me. Reason he probably did that was because he knew that I was going to tell Miss Wallace all and had robbed him out of his publishing and his marketing. Puff seen how Big learned how to put his publishing in other people's names to stop him from getting the money that he was owed. But Big had to play the game because Big wanted to get his publishing back and his marketing.
Diddy's pops, I saw you. There was you had mentioned that as far as Diddy pops, his dad was murdered.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that I didn't know. Did you know of his pop?
I didn't know of his pop. I ain't know jack shit about his pop. I learned from his pop from one of the biggest gangsters in Harlem, New York Freddie, right? The police said they went to New York Freddie house in Mount Vernon and he had stacks of $100 bills 6 feet high in the whole basement. That's how much money he had. He was the one who started Russell Simmons. They won't tell y'all this story. He was the one who started Russell Simmons and them into the music business because he had a record label first that Russell Simmons used to work for. So now, New York Freddie want to talk to Big Gene. One of his lieutenants back in the day, if you can see his story, his name was Omar. Omar was our OG from 112th Street, 114th Street. They used to come around with us. They used to love the food I used to cook because I'm a hell of a cook. You know what I'm saying? So now, Omar said, yo, New York Freddie want to talk to you, Gene. I told him he used to bodyguard Puff because he want to talk to Puff and tell Puff the real story about his father. So I said, yeah, all right. So I'm like, New York Freddie. I knew my history. I knew what New York Freddie was about. So I went and took a meeting with New York Freddie. He said, New York Freddie said to me, he said, yo, man, I've been trying to get in touch with Puff. Russell Simmons, none of them would take my calls. It's all good. He said, I want to tell Puff the true story about his father. And I said, yo, all right, okay, you know what's up. You're gonna listen to those guys. You understand? So New York Freddie said, Puff father sold some drugs to one of their undercover guys. You understand? They arrested him. But they had cops on the payroll to, you know, see what you about. He said they brought him the tape and the written confession that Puff father signed. So I was like, yo, he said, we gave him $10,000. It was a New York City cop. He worked for them. He said, we gave him $10,000. Puff father said that he only told because he had a wedding to go to, which I thought was hilarious. You understand? This is coming from New York Freddie. So he said that I wanted to talk to Puff, but he wouldn't take my calls, he wouldn't see me. He said, I want to let him know that I told the guy, y'all got to get rid of him. Y'all brought him in, y'all got to get rid of him. So all these people talking about he worked for Frank Lucas, he worked for that part like that. He may have gotten some things from them.
I am so sorry, y'all. My internet's going in and out. If y'all are wondering who Russell Simmons is, let me make sure I'm on mute. He is the co-founder of can y'all hear me? I'm so sorry. My internet is really bad. But he's a co-founder of Def Jam Records. That's who Russell Simmons is. It's breaking up real bad. I'm sorry, y'all. He's killing my internet right now.
From them or whatever, did some work. Nah, he worked with New York Freddie team. And New York Freddie told the dude to get rid of him.
What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose.
My friend Luther was gay.
He struggled with the idea of coming out publicly. Was that something that you talked about at all?
But he wasn't going to come out and say this to the world. And he had a lot of lady fans.
Are you in a good place now in your life?
Depends on when you ask me whether or not it's a good place.
Are you happy?
It depends. It also depends on when you ask.
The matter is, we watched this nigga get murdered right in front of our own face. And nigga knew it was finna happen. He told us and we didn't know.
It might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress.
Why? Because, you know, ain't nobody gonna sleep with him. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16.
They know, like, if something crazy is going on, if they send it to me, I'll make sure it get out there. Like, as far as this 50.com is concerned.
Yeah, yep.
And those other properties. So they sent it to me. Really kind of felt like those photographs were not happening because of Cassie. I felt like they was happening because of Puffy.
Right.
Puffy's like
Oh, shit, what'd he say?
To describe Puffy in one word is a bitch. I called. I said, yo, you fucking with this girl? Like, you really, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent him the photos, the pictures, and everything. And the nigga called back and was like, yo, thanks, man. Yo, I really appreciate that. So where you get these shits from? Send me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like, not the shit that y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow.
Are you kidding me, yo?
Like penetration pictures and
Nah, come on.
You know that was
What 50 is talking about is P. Diddy accidentally sending him pictures. He didn't mean to send it, but he accidentally sent it to 50, all the stuff that was going on. And 50 has it now. And y'all, if y'all not aware, 50 Cent is actually going really hard at P. Diddy because he actually has, and also 50's child's mom is supposedly one of P. Diddy's sex workers. So that's another reason why he has a vendetta against Puff Daddy.
crazy. And I know people gonna think that, you know, yo, this is all what Gene wanted to see. But now listen here, man. The devil got a purpose, God got a plan. Do you understand what I'm saying? The devil got his purpose, but God got a plan.
I mean, I hit rock bottom.
Hey, everybody coming in. Hey, everybody coming in.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. Got to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace.
Will Smith and Diddy destroyed this young singer's career, and some are saying they R-worded him like they allegedly did to Justin Bieber and Usher. So Bryshere Gray is an American actor and rapper who suddenly disappeared from the spotlight and dropped some major hints it had to do with Diddy and Will Smith's mentorship. He is now suing them both over his experience, and because many people say he was allegedly R-worded by the duo, Bryshere started to act out in disturbing ways, similar to how Justin Bieber did. On July 13th, 2020, Gray was arrested by police following an alleged DV incident with his wife. Then in May 24, 2021, he spent time in prison for allegedly putting his paws on her. So Jaguar Wright said she witnessed young boys run from Diddy's house screaming from these mentorship.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
What you say? What you say now, break? Give me some.
Okay, so
But that's not a diss. Meek likes being brought up and asked on. I don't know why you lowering his thing. You think you're doing him a favor. He's very, very happy being mentioned, I'm pretty sure.
Just late night. Got my wig on. Breezing. Listen, oh, I was like, this ain't no goddamn wig. This is my natural. I don't need to be ashamed of what the fuck. That's some fucking natural. Natural. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing it to Toronto and Atlanta. I'm coming to Atlanta.
And I had my own week, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I heard struggling to take. I heard being like, yeah, daddy, like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling, like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this.
I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy.
Now, think about that. That video that got leaked, that was actually Nicki Minaj who done that. The gentleman took credit for it, but Nicki Minaj, who is Meek Mill's, whatever the gentleman's name is, I'm sorry, that was actually her boyfriend at the time.
With the investigations going on about Sean Diddy Combs, 50 Cent hasn't been holding back about all the questionable stuff Diddy's been tied to. Rumor has it that with all this coming out, folks close to Diddy are starting to sweat, worried they might get dragged into the mess too. One of those folks is Clive Davis, and according to 50 Cent, everything shady is about to come out in the open for Diddy and his crew. So what exactly did he spill? 50 Cent has always been vocal about Diddy's shady ways. In fact, there are resurfaced comments about Diddy that came straight from 50 Cent himself. During an old interview, possibly on Drink Champs, he told a bizarre story about how Diddy once told him that he wanted to take him shopping. 50 Cent probably felt like Diddy was trying to get him into his shady, intimate encounters with men. What's more, last year, a spokesperson for 50 Cent told TMZ that the 48-year-old rapper's production company, G-Unit Films and Television, is working on a documentary about the accusations against Combs. They said the money made from the documentary will go to help victims of SA. At this point, Diddy's dirty laundry has been aired for the world to see, and he is currently the villain in everybody's story. However, what many people fail to understand is that Diddy wasn't always like this, not even close. Sure, he had a few run-ins with the law, but nothing too serious until he joined the industry and made connections with Hollywood A-lister Clive Davis. But we'll get into that much later. Diddy before the industry. Sean John Combs, famously known as Puff Daddy or P. Diddy, emerged from the vibrant streets of Harlem, New York City on November 4th, 1969. His roots were firmly planted in the cultural tapestry of the city, but his story stretches far beyond its boundaries. Raised in Mount Vernon, a suburb pulsating with its own rhythm, Sean's upbringing was a blend of urban grit and suburban stability. His mother, Janice Combs was a woman of grace and resilience. Balancing her roles as a model and a teacher's assistant, she imparted in Sean the values of hard work and determination. Meanwhile, his father, Melvin Earl Combs, served his country in the U.S. Air Force, but also had connections to the shadowy underworld, associating with figures like the infamous dealer Frank Lucas. Tragically, Melvin's life was cut short when Sean was just a toddler, the victim of a fatal shooting on Central Park West when he was only 2 years old. Growing up, Sean found solace and structure in the Catholic faith, serving as an altar boy and attending Mount St. Michael Academy, an all-boys Catholic school. It was there that he honed his athletic skills on the football field, helping his team secure a division title in 1986. Yet amidst the discipline of academics and sports, Sean was also known for his fiery temperament, earning the childhood moniker Puff due to his tendency to huff and puff when angered. The trajectory of Sean's life took a turn when he entered Howard University as a business major. Though his academic pursuits held promise, his entrepreneurial spirit yearned for more. After just 2 years, he made the bold decision to leave.
I'm sitting here talking and I was on mute. I don't know if y'all are aware. Yes, he got an honorary at Harvard University. Okay. They're actually taking that back from him. The honorary. They don't think that his performance, since all this stuff has come out about him, which they all knew about it, I believe, in my opinion, they knew what he was doing. Everybody knew what everybody's doing. They just got caught. They're taking back his honorary from Harvard. So a lot of people are pulling away from him, thinking that they're going to get involved in this as well, which I think that Clive Davis, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, I think that Clive Davis is the puppet master. Him and Russell Simmons. That's my opinion only. No one else has to think like that. But what I think is, I'm just telling y'all to watch the movie Get Out. Just watch the movie Get Out because, yeah, we're going to continue with that.
Leave college behind, opting instead to chase his dreams in the tumultuous world of music and entertainment. In 1990, Sean embarked on a pivotal journey, securing an internship at Uptown Records in New York City under the mentorship of label founder Andre Harrell. Sean immersed himself in the music industry, quickly proving his worth as a talent scout and developer. It was during this time that he played a pivotal role in the rise of influential artists such as Jodeci and Mary J. Blige. Beyond his professional endeavors, Sean cultivated a reputation for hosting legendary parties that became the stuff of urban legend. These gatherings, characterized by their electric energy and star-studded guest list, solidified Sean's status as a cultural tastemaker. Even Usher, who shared a roof with Sean during his formative years in New York City, attested to the wild allure of his lifestyle. In 1991, tragedy struck during one of Sean's charitable efforts. An AIDS fundraiser organized by Sean and rapper Heavy D at City College of New York spiraled into chaos, resulting in a stampede that claimed the lives of 9 individuals. The incident cast a shadow over Sean's burgeoning career, and ultimately he lost his job at Uptown Records. We all know that Diddy ended up being one of the most successful record producers and label owners in the music industry. His company, Bad Boy Records, has housed big names like the Notorious B.I.G. and Usher. But how did a 23-year-old up-and-coming artist make his way to the top of the industry in such little time? The secret may lie in his meeting with Clive Davis. Diddy met Clive when he was just a 23-year-old boy, hoping to make it in the very competitive and ruthless industry. But he managed to impress the legend Clive with his ideas for hip-hop. Clive talks about his first meeting with Diddy. He was looking for an artist who could really speak to the common people and found exactly what he was looking for in Diddy. Puffy was 23 years old, and I knew the artists that I had. Aretha, Dion, Whitney were one kind of music, Davis said. LaFace ushered in blue-collared R&B at its height. but sensing the hip hop revolution, both L.A. Reid and I agreed that we could use someone really attuned to the street. You got to know what you can do for yourself. And you got to know when you need to look to other people at that time. Diddy worked under Andre Hall at Uptown Records, but things turned out quickly for him now that he had met Clive Davis. He managed to impress Clive with his words, as Clive recalls. When I met with Puffy, he articulated that hip-hop should be part of the top 40 mainstream and that the business Craig Max Flava in your ear, and he played me the then unknown artist that he felt and believed so strongly in. He played me 4 or 5 cuts from Notorious B.I.G. This was enough to sell his vision to Clive, as he immediately told Diddy that he had proved his point. I said, okay, you proved your point. That's when I introduced him to the weekly, what we called singles meetings. I introduced him to an executive there as someone who would help lead us to the street and share in the forthcoming hip-hop revolution. This seems like a very innocent interaction that shot Diddy immediately into stardom and fame, but the truth is quite different from what Clive has been portraying for years. Turns out all this was just a cover for Clive to have relations with men. And Diddy wasn't the only one he did it to either. Clive has been proven to get involved with up-and-coming artists after promising them a bright future in the music industry. It seems like Diddy escaped the fate of being discarded after having a relationship with Clive, as Clive did help him in setting up his own record label, Bad Boy Records, and continued to fund it for years. Clive has been very forthcoming about his orientation, but Diddy has never spoken about it himself. You see, Clive Davis has made quite a name for himself with his music productions, but now he's being talked about more for his endeavors. After having married and divorced twice, Clive decided he needed to go on a journey of self-discovery to find out if he could be attracted to men, too. This soul-searching made him realize that he isn't as straight as he had imagined himself to be for 50 years of his life. After Clive had this realization, he decided he was at that point in his life where he wanted to be with a man. Clive says, he has never been ashamed of being attracted to men. I never felt shame. No, I felt puzzled. The subject of disorientation really needs much more discussion. It's a status that does exist. Some of you should remember the allegations made by Jaguar Wright against Diddy. She claimed that a former lawyer who worked for Diddy had revealed to her some very disturbing information. Wright said that Diddy had a meeting with singer and New Jack City actor Christopher Williams about possibly signing a deal. The attorney in question needed to get approval for some paperwork and went to Diddy's office to speak with him. Jaguar claims the lawyer said the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. When she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing a little extra for Diddy. This story by Jaguar Wright, although unconfirmed, was believed by many, as they don't put it past Diddy. What gives this story more validation is that Jaguar isn't the only person alleging that Diddy was into these kinds of activities. A Vine creator named Jay Versace also revealed that he had an intimate encounter with Diddy. Jay Versace alleged that Diddy invited him to his mansion when Diddy was at the peak of his career. Jay made these claims in response to a post showing women having fun on Diddy's big outdoor bed. Jay said that Diddy had him bent over that same bed. It seems that Diddy learned these behaviors from Clive Davis, who introduced him to the industry. In any case, one person who confirmed these allegations is Suge Knight. You see, Suge Knight's Prison podcast has already brought about countless shocking claims, including a recent unexpected allegation about Diddy and Clive Davis. In a March episode of Collect Call with Suge Knight, the former Death Row boss recalled Jimmy Iovine making a bombshell revelation during a meeting at Interscope. Apparently, he wasn't supposed to hear the explosive news, but decided to share it with him anyway. We were in the office in the Westwood Interscope office. Knight began. I walked in Jimmy's office. I didn't have to knock on the door. We were having a conversation, and he overheard somebody say something he probably shouldn't have heard. He said, "I'm here because Clive Davis told me that he and Puffy are real tight. And, you know, lovers." So I thought he was talking like they got love for each other. I'm like, all right. He said, "Nah, they are lovers," he continued. And I'm like, "Why do you keep saying that?" I said, "Are they lovers like effing and essing?" And he said, "I don't want to say that, but that's what that means, right?" Knight's claims are unconfirmed, but this is far from the first time Diddy has been accused of having a romantic relationship with a fellow male celebrity. What's more, during an interview with The Art of Dialogue, the rapper's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, had a ton of tea to spill about Diddy, including insight into his time with Cassie Ventura, who filed and then shockingly settled a case against her ex-boyfriend last year. In the new chat, the security guard alleged that the 54-year-old forced his then-girlfriend to hire male S-workers for himself. He just didn't want anyone to be able to track them back to him. Addressing rumors that have plagued the Last Night crooner for years, Gene claims he learned quickly when to give Diddy his space when they were out together, such as when he stumbled across the celeb allegedly purchasing drugs, or when they would frequent an apparent gay hotspot. Gene Deal unveiled Diddy's unique networking strategies, shedding light on the rapper's purported visits to Turkish baths, which he claims were hotspots where Diddy allegedly met with gay men. Deal suggested that this was a common practice for certain individuals in the industry. According to Deal, these Turkish bath meetings were more than just a place for relaxation. They served as a unique setting for business discussions. He claimed that individuals seeking connections with executives like Diddy were compelled to attend these baths and purportedly engage in questionable exchanges in return for career advancement. He then added, that's a lot of what these guys get into when they start having certain meetings with certain people. They meet them at the Turkish bath, and they do their meetings, and they meet their peoples in those types of situations where they're comfortable so they don't have to worry about their indiscretions coming out. Deal's comments suggest a hidden side of the music industry where personal and professional boundaries may blur. The Turkish bath, as described by Deal, appears to be a unique space where individuals could conduct business without fear of judgment or exposure. He further emphasized the frequency of these meetings, stating twice, sometimes 3 times a week, me and the driver be outside. He'll run into the Turkish bath. And as if that is not crazy enough, Gene also claimed that Diddy once brought American rapper Exhibit to a gay bar. In the interview, Gene went on to reveal, I know that for a fact because I was right there. He said, yo, Gene, watch the door. That doesn't let nobody come through. I said, I'll watch the door. And if I watch the door, he and a man ran out. And I said, that ain't nobody told me that. I saw that myself. I'm telling you what I saw. In addition to this, another person who has been quite outspoken about Diddy's alleged S-orientation is none other than rapper 50 Cent. 50 revealed in an interview that Diddy once offered to take him shopping. And by shopping, the rapper alleged that Diddy meant something else. Meanwhile, Diddy has also been called out several times by none other than the queen of media herself, Wendy Williams. According to rumors by the Gossip Mills, Wendy Williams owns a picture that involves a man pulling another man's pants down, and while one of the men might just be Diddy. What's more, Wendy even once revealed that she was not okay with men in the hip-hop industry denying their true orientation. In the interview with Vlad TV, the media personality said, I'm not down with any of that. It wouldn't be my man. Be very clear, there were lots of shows in the 80s too. What's worse, hip-hop wearing skirts or hip-hop being closeted and having a plethora of kids to prove manhood and that, and denial of something that you shouldn't have to deny. There were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now. But this isn't even the worst claim being made against Diddy. Some fans have gone as far as to dig up dirt on Diddy's past, thereby exposing how he allegedly took advantage of Usher when he was young. Usher broke the silence on these allegations when he recently revealed what he faced while staying with Diddy during an interview on The Howard Stern Show. Usher shared stories from his early days in New York City, including living with Puff Daddy as a teenager and hanging out at Flavor Camp for parties and gatherings. Reportedly, Usher was guided into the world of fame and wealth by Combs, who took on the role of his mentor and had Usher live with him. Usher shared that, as a teenager living with Diddy, he was naturally curious about what was happening around him. Sean Diddy Combs noticed Usher when he was just 14 years old, and he quickly signed the young talent to Bad Boy Entertainment. However, with that came the new lifestyle that Diddy had been living. However, That lifestyle has had a lasting negative impact on Usher, as he discovered things happening around him as a young artist that he didn't understand at the time. Jumping ahead to the present, Usher opened up about the less glamorous side of his early career in a 2012 interview with Miss O. Winfrey. He explained that when he was young, Combs introduced him to wild and crazy parties. Usher has openly discussed that as a teenager, he shouldn't have seen some of the things he did. He revealed that Diddy's lifestyle went against many rules, but it continued in Hollywood, where he and many other young artists were spoiled. Usher admitted he felt pressured to do things he wasn't ready for emotionally or mentally. Looking back, he regretted some choices he made back then, but he did what he thought was best at the time based on what he knew. However, Usher wasn't the only one facing this alone. Amidst all the allegations and lawsuits against Diddy, even Usher spoke up. But what's worse is the resurfaced video of Justin Bieber and Diddy. Recently, an old video of him and then young Justin Bieber circulating online has caused the internet to assume the worst. Many fans were blown away by the unsettling idea that he might have been allegedly doing some really shady stuff with the young star. Back then, the circulating video appeared as Homeland Security raided Diddy's mansions in LA and Miami. It shows Sean Love Combs standing next to the young pop star saying, "You can stay with me." Puffy was even heard talking about Usher in the video. He mentions that although he's not Bieber's legal guardian, he had custody of him for 48 hours because he was signed to Usher. Diddy also claims to have had legal guardianship over Usher, who was also a teenager, at the time when he worked on his first album. Social media users immediately began to worry about what Diddy's close association with these young people at the time might imply. Many online users labeled these videos as creepy and disturbing, while others were relieved that the darker side of showbiz was finally being brought to light. Diddy also promised to give Bieber his white Lamborghini as soon as he turned 16. However, Bieber didn't seem to take the rapper's generous offer very seriously. Bieber told People magazine, "Diddy said, when I turn 16, he will give me his Lamborghini. But we all know Diddy's not going to give me his Lamborghini. He's all talk." Even Justin couldn't understand why Diddy was being so generous. He even said he would give him a mansion when he turned 18. It turns out that Diddy was trying to lure him with expensive things that any kid would desire at Justin's age. Fast forward to today. Justin revealed that he had been regularly using drugs and facing the most difficult time of his life. Many fans speculated that it was because Diddy exposed him to an illicit environment during his childhood. What's even more surprising is that recently many people have recently come out and accused Diddy of allegedly SAing them. It's been a roller coaster ride for Diddy, which started on November 16th, 2023, when R&B singer Cassie Combs, his ex-girlfriend, filed what would become the first of 5 lawsuits against Combs, alleging SA. 2 accusing Combs of SA were filed in New York County Court. The other 3, which accused Combs of SA, were filed in the Southern District of New York's federal court. Cassie, who was once signed to Combs' label Bad Boy Records, and whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura, described in her lawsuit in detail the parties known as freak-offs Combs allegedly threw. According to the lawsuit, Combs would have her and his employees fly in male S workers, whom he would force Cassie to have S with. And he would give Cassie a cocktail with drugs. In 2012, Combs was allegedly so enraged by Cassie's brief relationship with Kid Cudi that during Paris Fashion Week, he told her he would blow up Cudi's car. The lawsuit claims Cudi's car then exploded in his driveway around that time, which Cudi's spokeswoman confirmed to the New York Times in a statement. Combs' attorney accused Cassie of blackmail, citing a previous demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship before filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies. The lawsuit was settled the day after Cassie filed it for an undisclosed amount. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims, his lawyer said at the time. 4 more suits were filed in the ensuing months. One is from a Jane Doe who says Combs and others coerced her to fly from Detroit to New York City to hang out with him at his studio in 2003, when she was 17. There, she alleges Combs and 2 others got her inebriated to the point that she could not possibly have consented to having S with anyone, and S.A. Her. One is from Rodney Jones, a music producer who worked on Combs' most recent project, The Love Album, who says Combs forced him to solicit S-workers and perform acts to the pleasure of Mr. Combs at parties in 2022 and 2023, and threatened physical violence if he didn't comply. He also accuses Combs of having young girls at these parties. Several lawsuits allege Combs would film these S encounters, and 2 accused him of using the video to control the people involved. Combs vehemently denies all charges. He views these lawsuits as a money grab because of Mr. Combs' fame and success. He is an easy target for accusers who attempt to smear him. Combs' attorney said in a statement, "Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." Combs wrote on Instagram on March 25th, "The Department of Homeland Security raided Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami as part of an ongoing investigation." Homeland Security investigations did not comment further. Combs' attorney called the raids a gross overuse of military-level force and a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. Christian Combs and his father have denied any wrongdoing. In April, their attorney said the most recent lawsuit was the latest in a pattern of lewd and meritless claims from a lawyer whose tactics he noted were criticized by a federal judge in a separate case. As Combs' star plummeted, he remained defiant. Tabloids ran photos of Combs bicycling around Miami Beach. In one, he flashes a bright smile and a peace sign. On April 5th, after the news cycle had crested and began to quiet down, he posted to Instagram the nearly 8-minute music video for his 1997 song, Victory. He spends most of the video running from police. Its caption read, "Bad boy for life." In any case, although there's no solid proof connecting Clive to the accusations made against his protege, one thing is clear: Clive had some kind of negative impact on his artists, particularly Diddy, and fans are eager for that truth to come out. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff in that the video I just showed. There is no proof that Clive Davis is in on anything. That's just my opinion. My opinion that he has something to do with everything that's been going on. And anybody that has dealing, and I'm not, look, whatever your sexual preference is, that's you. My problem is the trafficking of young children and stuff like that. That's my issue, and the dirtiness behind that, and the people that knew about it and they held it secret for so long. And some people did come out about it a very long time ago, but they were considered crazy. Jack Wright is one of them. Lando Brown is another one. There's many more that came out. I don't know if you've ever watched Usher's interviews. Usher, he normally speaks in code. And also, well, 50 Cent, I did watch a video when P. Diddy asked 50 Cent to actually go shopping. And he kind of like went crazy, you know. Gene Deal is another one. Gene Deal has been talking about this for a very long time. He was one of P. Diddy's bodyguards. I know he saw a lot of things. He's been speaking about it. I'm glad he's speaking about it, but I think that he should have came out way before now. He's been doing it for a long time, coming out about P. Diddy. But I think that should have been happened. I know that people that are around him they don't want to talk out and stuff like that. And then when one person comes out, they all come out. So the last one I'm going to play is, I don't know if y'all heard of her, but her name is Ava Baroni. She is the little girl that P. Diddy adopted, supposedly. I don't know if y'all was able to catch any of that, if y'all know anything about that. But there's pictures that goes way back from when she was a little girl, like very young, when him and Kim Porter was together. So that's how long this Ava has been around. But now they can't seem to find her. And I don't know if y'all watched the TikTok video. It's probably going to show in here of her introducing herself. She was very young. She's younger than his twin daughters by Kim Porter. So she's still a minor and she's still missing. Or could be missing. They haven't put any proof out to where she's at. But all I know is they're looking for her. So they're going to... Homeland Security is actually getting all the footage from P. Diddy's, all of his private stuff, like his planes, his jets. And actually, they're also looking at the airlines, public airlines, to see if anybody was on, that was dealing with P. Diddy at the time. This is the last video on my show today. We've been live for 1 hour and 16 minutes. I know it's been a long time. This is a 41-minute long video. I don't think I'll play all of it.
Going on the premises of sex trafficking. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage.
Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So,
girl, let me tell you, the tea is piping hot today. Diddy's daughter Ava Baroni Combs has finally broken her silence, and Channel is about to get messy. Diddy's been in the headlines lately, not for his music, if you catch my drift, but now his own flesh and blood is speaking out, and the streets are saying it's going to change everything. So here's the deal. Ava Combs, Diddy's 17-year-old daughter, has decided it's time to spill some tea on her daddy. And let me tell you, it ain't sweet. With all the drama surrounding Diddy these days, from those crazy allegations to the FBI raids, everybody's been wondering what his kids think about all this. Well, we're about to find out, and it might just blow your mind. You're ready for this because what Ava Combs has to say could turn Diddy's whole world upside down. The question on everyone's lips is, will she stand by her daddy or drop some bombs that'll have us all shook? Stay tuned because this tea is about to be served scald hot.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Now that coming from a child is very weird to me. That's my opinion. The way she said her name and her zodiac sign, to me, that's not a way to introduce yourself. Not a way at all. That's just my opinion. But I don't know if y'all seen all this clip. You see the guy, the light-skinned guy behind Ava, that's not P. Diddy's son. When he comes on there and thanks everybody for joining them today, P. Diddy actually walks up to him and says some vulgar things about him. Like he's a sexy MFer and stuff like that. So, I can post the whole link to that on my community page. Y'all can watch it. But that's his stepson. That's Kim Porter's son right there. Sorry. Let me get started.
Ava Baroni Combs, yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
That's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want somebody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So, just clarify it because it's crazy out here online. So I played with the kids and I got permission from your mother. Say all of that. It's crazy out there.
So I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then basically our sisters, all 4 of us. And then I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Baroni Combs.
All right, let's rewind a bit and look at how things used to be between Diddy and his baby girl Ava Baroni before all this drama went down. They were like peas in a pod. You feel me? The streets were always talking about how close they were showing up at red carpets together, all smiles and stuff. You see them on the gram looking like the perfect daddy-daughter duo. Ava was always hyping up her pops, calling him her hero, and whatnot. It was enough to make you go and maybe even shed a little tear. But girl, you know how things can change real quick in this celebrity world. 1 minute you're on top, the next year. Well, you know where, so let's talk about how things might have gone south between Diddy and Ava. Because with all these allegations flying around, it's got to be putting some strain on their relationship. Remember when Diddy would post those cute videos of him and Ava dancing, or when he was all proud Papa Bear at her school events? Those were the days, right? But now it's like crickets on social media. No more father-daughter dance-offs. No more proud Papa posts. It's got people wondering what's really going on behind closed doors.
I give my opinion. I just want to say this before we get started, Art, is that a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. A black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an asshole. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you know, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bruh, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that because back then he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years has changed. And the behavior that he shows now and that he has shown by being Brother Love, I couldn't imagine that the police would be raiding him for sex trafficking? Nah, bruh. I couldn't imagine that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't him back then. He's a totally different person that he became. If you've seen him on other platforms, you know, inviting men to party with him, inviting men to go shopping with him. You understand? That wasn't Puffy. That wasn't Diddy. That was Brother Love and Love.
How you feel about all the people that's wondering why haven't any of Diddy big name friends came out to defend him?
Because either two things that I believe. Either they know some of the stuff is true, either they took part in some of the stuff that happened, or they scared that it may mess up their brand. See, nobody wants to be in contact with anybody that allegedly was sex trafficking. You see what the WWF did to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was one of those people that was called for sex trafficking. We don't hear a lot about it because he gave up the company, he did what he was supposed to do, and he became Ghost. But now you see they trying to do the same thing to Puffy. They trying to make him or hip hop the face of sex trafficking like they was going to do to WWF at one time. Because that was a big story. So a lot of his people that know him, a lot of the people that been in those parties and seen probably some unscrupulous that went down and was like, ooh, I was there. I hope they don't got me on tape. They feeling a certain way. So they're not going to speak on nothing until they've been approached with something. You got to realize when Homeland Security get their evidence together, they're going to send agents out. You understand? They might send an agent out to me. Yo, what do you know? What have you heard? What have you seen? What's been going on?
Okay. So the stuff with P. Diddy right now is actually going in front of a grand jury. It's going straight up. It's not going to go in front of Supreme or nothing like that. Everything that Homeland Security, they're going straight to grand jury. And I think it's more than P. Diddy. So a lot of things are about to happen, especially with the trial of Tupac. You know, that's about to come up because Keefe D, he claimed he done not guilty. So we'll see what all happens. I think everything's going to probably unfold, but I don't think Puff Daddy was only one doing this. I'm sure there's a whole lot more behind this than just Puff Daddy, and it's all going to come out. The truth will come out in the end, I believe, and that's how I feel.
You know what I'm saying? You know, did this happen when you was around him? Did this happen back in the day? That's what they're going to want to know. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to send investigators out. They're going to send people out for anybody that they can get some information from to help their case. So those celebrities ain't going to say nothing. You know, you got your man Stevie J speaking on it right now. He'll be one of the first dudes that they'll probably pull to the side and say, yo, well, you say that your man, I heard you on TMZ said that he never did this and he never did that. But ain't this you? If those pictures or those films or anything like that exists. You know what I'm saying? That's what they pay those agents to do. So, of course, I don't believe that none of the people who are his celebrity friends is going to speak or say nothing until they're either contacted or they know what they really got.
And let's not forget Ava is a teenager. Now you know how they can be all moody and stuff. Adding some serious family drama and chill, you've got a recipe for some major daddy issues. The streets are saying Ava might be feeling some type of way about all this attention on her dad and not the good kind of attention. But here's the real thing. Ava has always been Diddy's little princess. He said it himself like a million times. So for her to speak out now, that's got to be hitting Diddy where it hurts. We're talking about the same girl who used to defend her daddy online whenever haters came for him. Now she's the one spilling the tea. That's a plot twist nobody saw coming. So what changed? That's what everyone's dying to know. Did Ava see something here, or is she just fed up with all the drama surrounding her family name? Because let's be real, being a comms ain't easy these days. Everywhere you turn, there's another headline, another rumor, another raid. It's enough to make anyone crack, even a daddy's girl like Ava. And now, with Ava breaking her silence, you got to wonder, is this the end of Diddy's favorite father-daughter duo? Are we going to see them back on the red carpet together anytime soon? Or is this the beginning of a whole new family feud? Because you know how it goes in Hollywood when family drama spills out into the public. It ain't never pretty.
I wanted to get your thoughts over here on the video of Diddy where he brings out the little girl who he says he adopted. What were your thoughts when you saw that video, and what's your opinion on what it's really about?
Play that for me, John, so people know what I'm talking about. Because everybody only played the small version. Play the whole version and then y'all understand.
As we finish off, you go, Justin.
My name is Justin, aka Just Blow. I'm a Capricorn, and I'm about that action, and I'm about raising money for the healthcare people. And we're just so blessed and thankful. And thank y'all for supporting us today. Yeah.
Bad boy.
What's next?
What up, y'all? I'm Quincy. I want to say thank y'all for rocking with us. Sorry. I'm a Gemini. For everybody wondering. And thank y'all so much.
Yeah, he just said some vulgar words.
Felt the energy, we saw the comments. Let's keep it going. You know, this is we wanted to do this to just wake everybody up in a way of just, in a loving way. So I hope everybody have a happy Easter. Jesus in prison. Anybody else?
Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs. Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
That's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids, and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So just clarify it, because it's crazy out here online. So pray with the kids. And I got permission from your mother. Say all of that. It's crazy out there.
Well, I met Jesse and Lila when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically assisted all 4 of us. And
6
then
months is cool.
I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Brioni Combs. Come on. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Jessie, and I'm a Sagittarius, the best sign in the world. And yeah. Hi, I'm Chance. I'm a Cancer, and I just want to say thank you guys for watching.
Girl, you aren't going to believe what just went down. Ava Combs Diddy, his own baby girl, just dropped a statement that's got everybody's jaws on the floor. The streets are buzzing, and let me tell you, it's wilder than anyone could have imagined. So here's the tea. Ava didn't just speak out. She straight up spilled the whole pot. She went on Instagram Live looking all serious and stuff and started talking about her daddy. At first, everyone thought she was going to defend him, you know, but chill, that ain't what happened at all. Ava started off saying, I love my dad, but you know, when somebody starts a sentence like that, it's about to get real messy. She went on to say that she's been struggling with the truth for a while now. Can you believe it? Our girls have been keeping secrets. Now let's talk about her choice of words. Ava didn't just come out swinging, nah. She was all calm and collective, like she'd been practicing the speech in the mirror, but the things she said were anything but calm. She dropped bombs like I've seen things that no child should see, and let me tell you, that had everyone shook. What kind of things is she talking about? The streets are saying it could be connected to all those allegations against Diddy, but nobody knows for sure, and get this. Ava picked the perfect time to speak out right when everyone thought the Diddy drama was dying down. Bam. She comes in with this bombshell. It's like she was waiting for the right moment to strike.
Okay. There was a song by the Floaters back in the day that we grew up on. Float, float on. Y'all remember that? My name is Larry, and I'm a Sagittarius. And I like a woman who loves everything and everybody. That's pretty much what he was doing, y'all. And this young lady was used to doing. I know he had his other kids doing it and saying all of that. But y'all see what he said? Did y'all really catch what he said? He picked me up off the streets. 1 minute, then he goes to say, because I was on the streets, living on the streets. Then the next minute he's telling her, oh no, say your parents' name, you know, your other parents' name. That's the confusion right there, just in those statements. But a billionaire picking up a little white girl off the streets and adopting her and calling her his own to come home and play with my kids? Oh, man. Y'all can't see this is trafficking? Okay. All right. Okay, he just helping out a nice little white girl that needed some a family. Okay. Okay. Come on, y'all. Y'all smarter than this. Y'all smarter than this. The way that young girl was talking and looking in the camera and all of that, she had did it before. They were doing that. That's how you shop people to pedophiles and people. We know she used the name of a person. Y'all know what they say about people that are Sagittarius. They freaky as a motherfucker, right? So why she said that was her sign. Or Scorpios, Sagittarius and Scorpios, okay, y'all don't know. All right. Oh, man, that's the most damaging thing I done saw to law enforcement. Let them find out her name is on one of those flights out of the country. Why y'all think they subpoenaed everybody that was on that plane and everybody that was traveling with him on planes, and he took her across a state line? y'all just don't know, man. This trafficking, the sex trafficking. It's crazy. He needs help. He needs help. And like I said, I'm not gonna shit on him just yet, because if there's 1 or 2% chance that he's innocent of all of the accusations that we all making on him on YouTube, all the companies that's making him sell his stocks and disassociating themselves with him. I've been seeing lately a lot of people like Ed Lover and was it my boy Luke and all of them, Benzino, I told y'all about, y'all heard me say that on Vlad, has been coming to his defense lately. Floyd Mayweather. Did y'all hear what 50 Cent said about Floyd Mayweather for coming to his defense? I'll tell you that 50, I love that nigga. There's something about 50 I like.
But here's the real kicker. Ava says something that nobody saw coming. She looked right into the camera and said, "I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for all the other children who've been silenced, girl." When I tell you the internet exploded, I mean it exploded. People are going crazy trying to figure out what she means. Is she talking about her siblings, other celebrity kids, or is it something even bigger? The tea is piping hot and everybody's trying to get its SI. And you know what's really got people talking? Ava says she's ready to tell the whole truth, but she didn't spill all the beans just yet. She's leaving us hanging, saying she'll share more when the time is right, girl. When is the right time? We need to know the way. Ava spoke all calm and collected. It's got people thinking she's got receipts like real solid evidence of something big, and if that's true, Chael Diddy might be in for a world of trouble. Now everyone's wondering what's going to happen next. Will Diddy respond? Will Ava Combs' siblings back her up, or is this just the beginning of a whole new family drama? One thing's for sure. This isn't an ordinary daddy-daughter disagreement. This is big, and it's about to change everything.
I want to get into this real quick, man, before we really even get started into this. And it's because something I seen today. This girl, Tiffany Red, she said that she was filing a claim against Diddy. But it touched me crazy, man, because the hurt that I seen in her voice, in her she crying, man, and she worrying about what this dude could do to her and what he has done to her. Man, listen here. I want to let this young lady know, and I know this is not the place for it, brother, but please allow me to say this to her, man. You know what I'm saying? I started this battle long time ago. And the situation is that, bruh, we already won. This was some spiritual that Pop, the spirit of Pop, the spirit of Big, the spirit of Miss Jones, the spirit of Wolf, all the people that he has done wrong, you know, so Black, all the people that he has done wrong, bruh, is coming to light. We already won this spiritual. What we going through right now with these trials and everybody, you know, with this financial situation and everything like that, all that is superficial. That's the physical part of it. The spiritual part of it was won because Big, Pac, Wolf Mother, all the people that he did wrong, bro. You understand? They already won the battle where we were supposed to win it at. So now we just going through the physical part of it, man. And I want that girl to know, man, that she ain't got to fear no man. She ain't got to fear him, nobody else, man. Whenever she needs, you understand? Whenever she needs somebody to travel, to go with her, to make sure she all right, you know, I'm a phone call away, man. I'm a phone call away. And you know, go ahead with your questioning, man. I just had to get that out, man, because that girl touched a lot of people, man, because all she wanted to do was write music, make music, and show her talent and her love to the people, man. And then she got to feel this way, be fearful and scared of her life and stuff like that. Ma, I ain't scared of no man. You understand? I ain't scared of no man. Nobody that got to put their pants on the same way I do. Not at all.
Girl, let me tell you,
The bombs have been dropped and the tea is everywhere.
Girl, let me tell you, the Combs have been dropped and the tea is everywhere. The internet is on fire after Iva's shocking statement in the fallout. It's messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. So here's the deal. As soon as Chance finished spilling all that piping hot tea, social media went wild. I'm talking trending topics, viral videos. The whole night, everybody and their mama had something to say about Diddy and his baby girl. You know how fans can be, right? Some of them are ride or die for Diddy, saying Ava Combs must be confused or looking for attention. But chill. A whole lot of people are taking Ava's side. They're saying stuff like, I always knew something was off with Diddy, and it's about time someone spoke up.
It don't make sense. How you wake up butt the F naked with 2 other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened? I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, Diddy will grope his, butt, instead of anus? I mean, because I'm trying to figure out how does that work, somebody groping your anus.
You're going to say your butt. The lawyer would say, what do you mean? He would say, my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your 2 cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy sometimes. No, that shit ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion. Because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical. If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers. If you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on ecstasy, on whatever drugs that they put in there, roofied you or whatever, and you not and you not feeling right, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say? Something is wrong. He didn't say, we woke up with all my clothes. He said, we woke up butt the F naked in those papers. So if he butt naked in those papers, it is what it is.
Right, I got you. But looking at this lawsuit, right, Lil Rod, he alleges that, Diddy, he'll put his hands on him. But, when he'll put his hands on him, he'll disguise it as horseplay. But he felt like Diddy was trying to groom him, in a sense.
Well, with the horseplay situation, I used to see him do that with certain women. You understand? When he was mad, upset, or he was too old for this, but he would do that play fighting shit. You understand? So I can imagine him play fighting with Lil Rod. Because, a lot of people could say what they want to say about Diddy. He got a knuckle game. He will fight you. You know what I'm saying? You his size, you understand what I'm saying like that? Around your size, like that, he would fight you. He had a knuckle game. He wasn't that dude that like people try to say he was some old scared ass Nick. Nah, he would fight you. You understand? So I could see with a person like Lil Rod, he probably was roughing him up, grabbing him, groping him, you know what I'm saying? Acting like he playing with him, but he actually want him to do what he want him to do. So, like I said before, that he did in the past. So when I read it from Lil Rod, I see he's doing the same shit he's doing in the future.
So he was doing this with females too back then when you was around.
Right. That's how him and Kim got into the fight. And he, play fight. He used to play fight with the pillows, like the pillow fight, that dumb shit.
Okay. The evidence that Lil Rod has a case against him, a lawsuit against him. Lil Rod has a lot of evidence against Puff Daddy. He has over, I think, thousands of watch hours of evidence of recordings. Puff Daddy, he didn't like to repeat himself, so he would record everything, and he would use the phone to record everything, and he has a lot of evidence. Now Ava does have an Instagram, but it's hard to find out which one is hers, because there was one Ava Baroni that was not her. So they don't know. I've not seen it. So that is speculation of what they're saying. I haven't seen it. I've not seen nothing. I hear what they're saying, but I have not seen proof of it yet. So I will probably be doing a little bit more research, because I don't know if she deleted it or not. Because it wasn't things that I'm sure the people, the babies, the kids that were around Puff Daddy and everybody else did have to see and endure a lot of stuff, not just from him alone, but from the people that he surrounded himself with. And that is exactly right. The gentleman stated that there's no way in the world that I'm going to allow a child to get on a platform, introduce themselves, and say what sign that is. That's like selling to me. But that is what really caught the eye of the Homeland Security to go in. Also, he did not know that he had an ongoing investigation against him, because he is a CI. They could not tell. So when they came in and raided his Los Angeles, Miami, and New York home, no one knew. They all moved at the same time. It was synchronized. Like, no one knew, not even the local police department, not even the FBI agents, because Puffy, he worked with them. So yeah, there is crookedness, in my opinion, in a lot of different ways. And I think justice will be served. I just hope justice is served to everyone else that is involved in this, because I don't believe it's just Puff Diddy. I don't. There is another video I want y'all to see, and also the AIDS convention that they did at the what he was talking about. They knew that they had sold out of so many tickets. I mean, it was going to be packed. And they didn't care. So when they came in to the thing where they was holding the convention at, you couldn't come back out, because there were so many people that were stomping, trying to get towards the open doors. And the doors that you open, they actually had to come out to open. You couldn't push them in, because they were, outward doors. So finally, the people that was up against the door, and they were young children, were up against the door being squished. And they finally opened the door and realized how much panic there was that was going into the Coliseum right there. And it was a sad case. It was a sad situation. But see, the thing about it is the love of money is the root of evil. You know, people will do anything for money, you know, and it's sad that there is no type of love if a person loves money over everything. So I know y'all heard about the shooting that happened in the club the night that J-Lo and Puff Diddy went to the club. J-Lo snuck in the guns through her handbag. There was a woman that got shot in the face there. She's alive. I'm about to. It's like 12 minutes. It's not very long. After that, I'll end this. I think everybody who is listening, it's not a drama live, and I understand people like to do drama, but I really don't want to do it. This is what I want to do. So, and if you like it, you like it. This is just something I love. So the next one is the interview with the lady that got shot in the face that they blamed on Shine. And she is here to just to give her story. And it was on the Art of Dialogue, which I am sub to. Y'all please go like, share. The Art of Dialogue and Real Life Production does some major work. And I like them. You know, they do a lot of stuff. Hold on 1 second. Let me get some of this stuff closed out. I got too many tabs opened. Sorry, y'all.
Natonya Rubin, happy to have you on the platform.
Thank you. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Actually, it's 28 minutes
Yes, indeed. So before we get into your story, introduce yourself to the people.
Okay, I'm Natonya Rubin. I am a mother. I am a widow. God rest my husband's soul. I am a lover of art. I have a reupholstery business. I'm a life insurance agent. I am a woman of many things. I call myself a Renaissance woman. I do many things. I have lots of skills and gifts, and I'm thankful to the Most High for them all. I'm also a victim survivor. I like to call myself a survivor. I was a victim of a shooting that night in the club, December 27th, 1999, shot in the face by Sean Puffy Combs. I was an innocent bystander. There's this notion online, what you did to make him shoot you? Nothing. But not that I or anybody deserved it. I was an innocent bystander, but I am a survivor. 24-year survivor.
So with that being said, right, if you don't mind, can you give me a play-by-play of everything that took place when you got shot by Diddy at the nightclub?
Okay, I can say I was at a girlfriend's house. We hung out for the holiday. My kids were spending Christmas with my grandmother. Everybody decided, I had decided against going initially because I'd gotten saved, so I wasn't really out and about. But my girlfriends were like, come on, come on. One of our girlfriends, her name is Big Stacy. She's a party promoter in the New York City area. And I decided, you know, I'm going to go to support Stacy because we're friends and we supported each other in our endeavors. So I went out to support her promoting her own party that was at New Year's Eve. I wasn't going to go to the New Year's Eve party, so I went ahead after Christmas and went with them to the party. We were getting dressed. I didn't really have any clothes to go out over there. Like I said, I hadn't been going out. And so I was going to go home to get clothes. And they were all saying, come on, Eb. You know, everybody calls me Ebony for short. Come on, Eb, don't go home. If you go home, you're not going to come back. And they were probably right. If I went all the way home to the section of Brooklyn that I lived in, I wasn't going to come back. So my girlfriend said, why don't you wear one of my outfits? So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to wear your outfit. I'll go to my sister's house. Went to my sister's house, got an outfit to wear, came back because it was relatively close in the same section of Brooklyn, Crown Heights. I came back and I was getting myself together to go. They had already complained that I was taking too long. I took too long. So they were already moving out of the door down to the car. In my foray towards the front door, I was putting my earring in, and my girlfriend Kelly, whose house we were at, had a big Rottweiler named Brick. Brick jumps up, stands fully tall, and puts his feet on my shoulder, and it knocks my earring out of my hand. The earring falls, goes under the fish tank that broke earlier that week. And so there were still little pieces of glass under there. So when I went to get my earring, cut my finger. Just all these little things trying to stop me from going out of the door. I go clean my finger, I get the piece of glass out, I clean it, I wrap it, put on a Band-Aid, put my earring in. As I reach the threshold, they're blowing the horn, telling me to hurry up. I step 1 foot across the threshold, and a voice says, "Go change your shoes." Now, I knew it was God. God talks to me all the time. So I was like, if I change my shoes, I have to change all of my accessories. And God just repeated, "Go change your shoes." Now, I'm a stiletto girl. I would stand up in my beauty salon in stilettos for hours and hours on end. This particular day, I had on short ankle boots. I'm not a flats kind of girl. I don't really wear flats. Well, now I do. But back then I did not. Those boots that I had on were flats. The heel was probably just about this big, and they were ankle boots, some snakeskin ankle boots. And I went back and I changed the boots. The boots I changed into, I had just bought them a month earlier around Thanksgiving from Bloomingdale's. And there's a story behind it. But what I had a girlfriend named Pat, whose sons were like the neighborhood guys that watch your back and all of that, and kind of they're on the block. She asked me for a favor. I did her hair. She came back and paid me at a later date and gave me a gift card to Bloomingdale's. I took that gift card, went to the store, bought these boots. So this is bigger than just change your boots. It was an act of faith and an act of love for a friend that was repaid to me. I took that act of love that was repaid, went and bought a pair of boots, and those boots saved my life. I put those boots back. I went and put those boots on, which had a heel on them, went down to the car. We went off to the club. They were complaining, "You took so long, you're taking so long, we were going to leave you." We laughed it off. We got to the club. We pull up to the block, and there are 2 ambulances at the front of the block as you turn the corner, halfway in the street and halfway on the sidewalk on each side, narrowing the stream of traffic to 1 lane. And I instantly said, 2 ambulances? Are they expecting somebody to die? What is this? Because I had never, ever seen that at a club or at this club. And it just stood out as so weird to me. My friends were like, I had just gotten saved. So they were like, "Oh, come on, hallelujah. Don't start with all that." Making their jokes. You know how it is. I'm from New York. We got thick skin. I'm not bothered by it. But it stood out to me instantly. It was a very cold day. So when we got to the front of the club, there were lots of people outside. And anyone who's familiar with the club scene knows, especially a club that's considered popping, they're always going to leave some degree of a line outside so that the additional people who arrive think, "Oh, wow, look at all these people. It must really be jumping." It's just a whole marketing thing for the nightclub scene. It's what they do. So there were tons of people outside. We pulled up to we got out, we went in front of the club, and so many people. I can say that I was relatively popular, and I knew so many people out there. And everybody kept saying, "Ab, what you doing here? I thought you was in the church. I thought what you coming to preach a sermon?" People were making jokes and stuff like that. And I thought it was funny. We laughed. And I was like, "No, I'm just out here chilling, helping Stacy promote." And everybody kept calling my name. People were because people had kind of steered away from me for a while. You know how it is when you first get saved and you swing the pendulum all the way to the far left. Now, everybody that comes in your presence, you're like, "Let me lay hands on you, girl. The Father God told me to tell you this." And everybody was like, "Stay clear of Eb. She got the Holy Ghost in her. Steer clear of her." So eventually you kind of swing your pendulum back and settle somewhere in the middle that's comfortable. But at that time, like I said, I was freshly saved. So I was a holy roller. But in being a friend, I'm loyal. I promised Stacy that I would be there for her. And so I was. Instantly when I walked in, I felt, well, let me back that up. So the owner of the club, he has like brothers or something. They all look alike. There's this group of people, the Burgos family. They all look alike. He came to the door and said, "How many are you guys? How many's with you, Stacy?" She counted us out and we all went in. So they made us come in. when I was approaching the security guard, this particular one security guard, a female security named Sharice Myers, who was found out that she lied and committed fraud and all this stuff. When I was walking in, she checked my bag and she's like, you can't bring this in here. This is a weapon. It was a comb, a hair comb, a rat tail comb. She made such a big to-do about this comb, took it out of my bag, yet you allow 4 people or 3 people to come in with guns. Like, make it make sense. So we get in the club. She takes my comb. She makes this big scene. We get in the club, and I'm really, the entire time I'm in this frame of mind, like, why did I come? Why did I come? So everybody, you know, it's active. It's, as they say, the club was jumping, and everybody's trying to, you know, they see people they know, and everybody's heading off somewhere. So I was like the designated driver homegirl. I just held a little corner in the front. I didn't go deep into the club because I wasn't in a party state of mind. I didn't feel like I should have been there. And I just held my little corner across from the bar. I stood in this little area by this half a metal wrought iron gate. And I just stood there. My friends would go off, do their thing, come back and check on me. You good, Eb? You want something to drink? You good? I just was like, oh, I'm good. Y'all go ahead. I was only in the club an hour and 15 minutes before I got shot. While I was standing there, right across from me at the other side, which is where the bar was, I saw Scar, Matthew Allen, the guy that Puffy got into the fight with, that caused this whole melee to take place. I knew Scar. Scar's mother lived across the street from one of my beauty salons. I've known Scar from the street. I've known him for years, and we were cool. So he's like, hey, what you doing in here? Because he knew I got saved too. And so he's like, uh-oh, praise the Lord, you up in here? You know, what you doing in here? Everybody was shocked to see me there because they all knew that's how 10 toes down I am. Wherever I'm doing, everyone is going to know. It's not a secret for me. And so because everybody knew I got saved and I was not out at clubs and stuff like that, it was clear, what you doing here? And so I was like, oh, you know, Stacy's promoting her stuff and I'm just out here with her promoting, supporting her, and that's it. He said, what you drinking? Let me get you a drink. I said, I'm not drinking. So I said, I'll take a juice. So he ended up getting me a juice. He even laughed, like, you got me ordering juice? I said, I'm not drinking. And that's the thing about me as well. When I say what I say, people respect my decisions, just like I respect theirs. If I'm not participating in an activity, no one can make me do it. It just so happens I drank my juice. I was standing on the side. One of my girlfriends came to me eventually and said, I want to go to the restroom. And so I walked with her to the restroom. We went down, we descended the staircase, which was right beside where I was standing, and we went around the perimeter. Because if you know a club, it's all thick and congested in the middle, and I don't want to be brushing against people and all that stuff. So we walked the perimeter, the outer perimeter of the club, and we went to the bathroom. As I got down there walking, you could see that the club was really like packed. There were tons of people there. And so I was like, wow, it's really, you know, crowded in here. You could kind of see who and who was in the club. So we went to the bathroom. I went right back to my spot. In no time, a bunch of people start ascending up the staircase from the dance floor and coming into what would be the corridor between where I was standing on one side and where the bar was and a bunch of other people were standing, where Scar was standing. That walkway led to the front door. And whenever celebrities or someone notable is making their way through the club, you know how it is. They have the main people, they have the entourage, the security or whatever, the hangers on, and everybody who wants to be adjacent to them. And so that's what happened. All those people trying to be adjacent, like, oh, where they going? Let me walk where they walking. Jumped on too. So it was it swole. That little walkway swole with people. As they were ascending the stairs, you know, Shine's song was on, it was going off, and Black Rob's song, Whoa, was coming on. So that little intro, like that instrumentation. And so people were like, you know, it was a current song at the time. It was popping. People were feeling themselves and they started, you know, posturing and bravado, and everybody was hyped. As they came through with that kind of mentality, they bumped into Scar's back. Now, Scar's back was to the walkway, so he couldn't see who was coming. He was facing the bar. His back was to the walkway. as they came through, they pushed him, and his drink went in his face. So like anybody, if somebody pushes you from the back, he elbowed back, like, get off of me. When he elbowed back, they tried to push. And so it made the whole crowd start swaying. And that's when they got into this whole interaction, like, yo, you know, he apparently, I don't know all the details of in that, but I know, I didn't know them firsthand at the time. I do know them now. You know, he tried to say something to him or whatever, and then they said whatever they said. And then one of the guys that was with Scar, apparently Puffy gestured in some type of way that they didn't like. And one of the guys that was with Scar slapped him in the face with a wad of money. It was like the young guys are now on, you know, doing that little phone brick thing. Well, he had this wad of money in his hand for whatever reason, because I wasn't standing near them. I was across. But all I know is I saw when he swung and slapped, and money was raining through the sky and falling to the floor. Everybody started trying to run and pick up money, and it was just craziness. It was lights, action, camera, people scurrying for money, trying to catch money out of the sky, and that melee was still taking place. Now, when I saw that, I turned around to my friend, and I was like, uh-oh, just getting crazy in here. You see this? And never in a million years did I think it would escalate to a shooting. I thought it was male bravado. It was cold as ice outside, so I had no reason to believe it would get to that. But in no time, one thing led to another. The money was falling down, and then I hear the raised voices, and I see Shine and Puffy start backing back. Now, we don't all watch the Hood movie or whatever. We know what it looks like when people are backing back and reaching from their hip to pull. So as they were backing back, they were drawing from their hip. And I turned to tell my friend, like, "Ooh, girl, watch out. Oh my God." Because there was really nowhere for me to go. Where I was standing, there was a wrought iron metal rail to my back. I couldn't go. There was a drop over that. In fact, one of my friends fell over it onto the dance floor after everything happened. There was nowhere for me to go. And so as they were going back, they were backing back, like literally walking backwards towards the door, drawing from their hip. I told my friend, I said, "Oh my God, watch out." As I turned back to look at them, I watched them bow, bow. Both of them fired, and the muzzle flash was like, psh, psh. Shine's muzzle flash was a little higher. He was on the side closest to the bar. Puffy's muzzle flash was a little lower, and he was on the side closest to where I was, straight ahead from me. I watched them both fire their guns. I watched them. I got hit right here in my nose, in between my eyes, which means I'm facing directly at you. Just like I'm looking at you, and I can tell you got on black shades. They kind of look like Cazelles and an Adidas shirt. That's exactly how I was looking at him. And I watched him shoot me. So, not to digress, it always bugs me when people say, "How can you be sure?" The same way you're sure when your man is lying to you, or when your woman is lying to you, or the same way you're sure when you ask your kids a question and they do that little thing they do when they're not being honest and you know they're telling a story. I'm that sure. We know people that we love. We know people's tells or body language or whatever. The same way you're sure that I have on a green shirt, I'm certain that he shot me. Now, was he aiming at me? Was I the object of his fire? Absolutely not. I should not have been, because I didn't do anything to him. But is that what resulted? Absolutely, because I see a lot of people online get stuck on that. "Oh, well, why would he shoot you? What did you do? Did you owe him money?" And I'm like, class, pay attention. Bullets don't have names, and they don't have predetermined destinations. Once they come out of the gun, they're going to go wherever they go. And that's the thing about crime and shooting people. You cannot guarantee that what you're aiming at is what you're going to hit, because you might be a thug, but it doesn't mean you have good aim. You might be a criminal, but it doesn't mean you have good aim. And that is exactly how I sit here today, because some thug criminal with an attitude and an ego that was outside of control decided he was going to fire a gun in a crowded nightclub and shot me in my face. By the grace of God, I am here. The first thing I said when the bullet hit me, and listen, when right before the muzzle flash went off, when I had turned back to look, I heard God's voice say, "Relax, you are about to get hit. Calm down." And when I screamed, "No," pop, pop, and it hit me dead in my face. And I never passed out. I never fell. I never cried. I never. Everybody started running. And just like when you watch a TV show or a movie and there's one person standing in a spot and everybody else is moving in fast motion and that one person is just in that spot, whatever they do looks a little slower, but everybody else is moving fast. That's exactly what it was like. Everybody was running, trying to get places. It was chaos. It was chaos. When that door, the first few people ran out of the door flew open. And remember, I was in that line sight, straight from the staircase, straight towards the front door. As soon as the bullet hit me, I threw my hands up and screamed out, "No, God, don't take me. I'm not finished raising my kids. I have work to do." I screamed that at the top of my lungs. I said, "I'm not going. Don't take me. I have work to do. I have to raise my children." And as I said that, the door flew open and I could feel that total rush of that cold December 27th morning air. It was freezing out there. And it passed right before the air. You ever watch Star Trek and they say, "Beam me up, Scotty," and they start to pixelate? My body started doing that. I felt my body pixelating. I didn't even feel like a solid person anymore. And as my body was pixelating, that's when the door flew open and the air rushed in. You seen a loosely knit sweater or like the mesh net shirts that Jamaican men wear, the dreadlocks, the Rastafarians wear, that little mesh t-shirt? That's how I felt. I could feel the cold air from the front door rush through me, pass through me, go into the front of me and pass out the back of me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. Because I had never felt that sensation. I've always felt like a full, solid woman that I am. I felt the air come to my front, pass through my flesh, and come out the back. So all I could think was, this is what death feels like. I feel like I'm separating. My pieces are separating, and I'm dying. And that is what I thought. Now, I don't know what to call that frame of mind. I was conscious. I was fully aware. I looked to the side, and I saw this guy laying on the floor under the lip of the bar. And I said, oh my God, he died. And I stood there and prayed for him because my mentality was, he got shot in this. We had shared this situation. He got shot and I got shot. I thought I was dying and I already thought he was dead. So I didn't want him to face God without being saved. And so I stopped and I prayed for him. I prayed the blood of Jesus over him. And I prayed for his family and I prayed for the entire situation. And it was, I can't say that I was afraid. I can't, every time I get to this point, I just get emotional. I can't, I'm a tough cookie. And I promise you, I don't even, my mind doesn't tell me it's time to cry, but it's something, I'm a tough cookie, but this always, because I can feel it. You know, it's that whole where people say, how can you be sure? I can still feel it. I can still see it playing through my mind. Like, what's your favorite movie?
Something About Mary.
I know you know every single part about Something About Mary. When she getting ready to go like this and that hair is stuck up and what's in your hair? The same way you know every iota of that movie, I know every iota of this movie. This is the movie that plays over in my head. And it's not my favorite, far from it, but it's what plays over and over in my mind. I can't forget it.
I understand. I know it got to be hard for you to relive that incident. So when it comes to that shooting, right, from your point of view, you're sure that Diddy shot you 100%.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure. I'm 1,000,000% sure. I am as sure as my babies came out of my womb and out of my vagina. I'm that sure. And I got 3 of them. I know what it feels like. I'm that concrete sure. And you notice the one thing, he has never formally denied. He did that one video with that wackadoodle attorney that was looking like he was high on coke. And he was like, I did not, and he used word semantics. I did not do anything to those people in a club. I remember his video 100%, a news conference. His eye, that's why he wears shades all the time, because his eyes tell on whatever he says. Go back and look at that video. There's a slender attorney who he never used again, no less, who's sitting at the table. Oh, these people are lying. We're going to prove da 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 da. Nonsense. Nonsense. He said, I did not do anything to hurt those people at a club. Word semantics. See, I don't have the option of tuning it out and moving on with my life. It's my existence. So every single thing said, especially by him and the parties involved, sticks in my head. I already have a unique brain that absorbs everything and remembers details, finite details of obscure things that most people it would pass you and you wouldn't even remember it. I remember it all. I just have an uncanny thing. I was standing in my beauty salon one day. A guy pulled up to the front of my salon. I saw him in the car. I looked, turned my head. I said, come here. He came in the door of my beauty salon. He was like, me? I said, I know you. He said, I don't know you. I don't recognize you. I said, I was sitting in my mind for a second. I had to ponder, where do I know him from? And I said, oh, your name is Colin. And I'm sure he's somewhere out in the world. He can verify this. I said, your name is Colin. Your grandmother's name is Miss Cook. She was the cook at our daycare center. You and I used to go to Haitian American Daycare Center together when we were 4. You drank my milk one day at lunch and I punched you. You fell backwards in the chair, broke your teeth, and I got a butt whipping. When I said this, I was probably maybe 28. I hadn't seen this guy since we were 4 or 5. He said, this chipped tooth in my mouth? He looked at me and said, who are you? His tooth was still chipped. My girlfriend was like, yo, Eb is wild like that. She remembers everything. Yes, I remember everything. We were in daycare center. I was a grown woman at the time. I glimpsed him just turning my head and looking out the front window of my salon. I'm that certain. I know other people use other people's situation as the litmus test by which they judge whatever you say or do, but I am unlike most people in this world, and I'm comfortable with that. I have a very innate ability to remember things that people would not believe. I have an innate ability to remember details like you would not believe. And that is just how the good Lord wired my brain. This is who I am. I'm not going to let anybody challenge me on what I know and believe and what I know concrete that I saw. No one is going to challenge me on that. I stand vehemently and firmly 10 toes flat on the floor and stand by this with my life. And trust me, everybody else knew what happened too. You know how many people in the club were talking about this all around New York? Everybody knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. If you look in the comments on all of these video blogs and podcasts that are online, you'll see people that say, oh, I was in the club that night. We knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. So this is not just my word. They just had the power, the influence, and the money to get around town and shut people down and pay them for their silence. I personally know people who were paid for their silence. Personally. And it doesn't make me feel good, but I know they were. And here's the long and short of it. God created me also to not be a grudge holder in the world. As much as I don't like what they did, and they could have solved this a long time ago had they spoken up, they know how to look out for people who are struggling, going through, and pay them the right amount of money. You know what people's philosophy is? I'm going to take this money because I have this need today. And nobody's going to come and rescue me. Nobody's going to come and who else is going to come and say, hey, take 10,000 or take 20,000? Who else? So while I don't like that they did not speak truth to power, I don't like that they allowed a situation to persist all this time without all of the facts being on the table and them saying what they knew happened. But I'm not going to sit here and judge anybody for the actions that they make. I don't like it, and it was wrong. But the decision that they made was theirs to make, and they're going to have to face God about that decision. But as for me and mine, I'm 100% clear on it.
And you made a comment about Diddy. He was wearing all white that night, so it was easy for you to see that he had a gun on him.
Absolutely. And here's the deal. I've had people say, oh, no, I saw a picture of him in a gray coat. He rich. That's what his attorneys brought him to the station to change into. I'm telling you what he had on. I don't care what anybody else says. I know what they both had on. I'm saying it 10 toes down. People can say what they want. See, the difference is Shine, he wasn't the man. So he got caught in what he had on. They were able to get photographed after the fact in something different. And all of that was a ploy. I'm telling you what I know this man had on. And if I'm not mistaken, there are images of when they were coming to the club. There's images of paparazzi taking their picture. This ain't something I'm saying that can't be proven. But people like to use semantics like, oh, well, I saw him in a picture and he had on a this and a that. I don't care what you saw. I got shot. Just like I can't come in your house and tell you what you ate for dinner or what you did yesterday. No one's going to tell me about my existence. I walked this journey for 24 years. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, that man shot me in my face. And I watched Puffy do it.
Okay, that is a lady that was at the nightclub the night that when J-Lo snuck in the guns for P. Diddy. Shine did take the rap for it. However, there is no proof. This woman is willing to let the doctors take the bullet out of her face and test it, see whose gun it belongs to. So there's that. It's just a video that caught my eye. They don't take an eye out. I'm in charge. Yeah. So the bullet is still in her face. She wants them to take it out if it proves, because Shine did take the fall. You know, if someone of power, you know, does that to you, and you know, knowing that this person has probably done a lot more dangerous things than just that, you know, I don't know. He has influence on people. He has power over people. Also, I did put Ava's Instagram link in there. It is private. That is her real account because that came off of the twins account. They still have videos off of that and they tagged her in it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end this for now. I probably will come back live next week with something different. It probably won't even be on Puffy next week. It probably won't. I thank y'all for joining. So with that being said, thank you all for coming, and y'all have a great night. I'll see you around the streets.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering, negativity is a plague for the mentally weak, no mercy, all I got is working, never stop searching, never quite so thirsty, I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic, you can't stop it, it's been chronic, since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic, go! To last with the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past with all I'm achieving, got my foot on gas, never stop competing, if you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em, make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em, if you take off the cast, you can see all the healing, if the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah, I've been doing this, I'm on it, I just wanna be iconic, sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah, if I ever play I want it, you know that I'm always honest, stay away from those who are toxic, keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything, it's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy,